Yeah.
Bam, we're live. Brian, we're live.
Okay.
Welcome.
Great time.
I found this Polaroid today. I got this whole box of Polaroids that I took like the last month that Haley was pregnant, and I found this Polaroid today.
Ooh.
This is 6 days before. This is 6 days before Avi was born, and it's Haley doing a 135-pound front squat. Kind of cool, right? I don't even know if I can do that right now.
So that's his secret.
I guess. You know what's funny is I showed that to Haley today, and she looked right at Avi and she goes, "And that's why you're so strong."
Yep.
What do you say? Well, I know it's not from Dad.
They think I've just told them that, hey, I'm your grandfather. Don't be confused. A real dad is much stronger than me. Brian, are you collecting these? Have you gotten these?
I have them, yeah. I only keep one on my desk, though.
Which one?
The original.
Yeah, Colton. I got to get
Emergence.
Colton up in the front.
The others are over there somewhere.
I was going to tell you I had Matt Torres on this morning, but you were on for a second, too.
Yeah.
He was there.
Right.
He was cool. I liked him. I
got to spend a bunch of time with Torres at semifinals this year. Yeah.
I was kind of freaking out because I watched Tommy and Sean, and I watched Schweitzer, and I watched Lauren Khalil. And dude, they had picked that bone, they had picked that chicken, they had picked all the feathers off that chicken.
Hello?
There was nothing left.
Yeah,
Hi,
we
what's
can
up,
hear you,
Haley?
Haley.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
She says hello to try to test if we can hear her. Sevan just continues with the chicken story.
Testing 1 2. We had Matt Torres on this morning, Haley, and like everyone and their mother had already like cross-examined him about Phil Toon and Danielle Brandon. So I was just kind of like, oh fuck, what am I going to talk to him about? But he was dope. He was awesome.
Oh, that's good.
And then I watched your interview this morning with this afternoon with Lauren Khalil from like, I don't know, a month or two ago, 3 months, 9 days ago.
Rock up?
Yeah, the morning chalk up girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, Haley doesn't talk.
Yeah, I do.
I know, but then I quickly went over to our podcast and we talked for like 2 hours and 40 minutes. But like Lauren Khalil had to like pull teeth to get you to talk.
Some questions are just like hard, you know? It's like you feel like you're just repeating the same thing. You're like saying the same words. So it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes.
Do you have a boyfriend?
Why?
I said some questions are hard and I'm tired. Well, I'll tell you why. Because those cats are taking up way too much of your fucking time. I was concerned. As you start starting to turn a little bit weird, like a cat lady. Your cat's in your refrigerator. He's like around you while you're cooking. I'm like, hey, if she had a boyfriend, he would put a he'd put a stop to that shit. Oh, you got a boyfriend. That is awesome. Congratulations. Or girlfriend or whatever. You have an intimate relationship with someone. You have a mate that you're in youthful courtship with.
My face turning red.
No.
You're good.
Ugh.
Oh God, gross. You've always been a mayhem athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
No, take that back. When I lived in North Carolina, I followed actually brute strength for a while. Matt and I go way back actually in like 2017, 2018. I knew him then, so.
And he was just a young buck.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I finally realized today about you. You're not you're like a hardcore veteran now. You've crossed over. Like for so long, I kind of wanted to keep you in this like camp of just with the newbies, but you're like so far from a newbie.
Yeah, this is my 7th year.
It's nuts.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Absolutely nuts. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I really do like it. Don't get me wrong. Some days are like really hard and like you give up a lot, but I wouldn't want to do anything else other than being an athlete. So I'm very thankful for it.
What's going on with your camera right now? What's this? I like it. It's very unique. You see these like 3 yellow things on top and the green thing. Don't touch it. Don't touch
like a plant or something.
Oh,
it's like your frame. It's nice. It's nice.
Case.
It's propped up on my sunflower.
Oh, it's very cool.
I didn't see that it was on it.
So tell me about that. How convenient that you were with Brute Strength. And when you were at Brute Strength, they didn't have the camp in Florida. That's new. Were you at their camp, some facility?
We were in Utah. I spent a few weeks out there actually training. But yeah, it was when I was a teenager. So I was with them for 2 years, I think.
And then, and how did you end up there? How did you pick those guys?
I think it was, honestly, I'm not sure. I almost said Power Monkey, but that was someone else.
But they were in Utah, but
It might have been Brooke, actually.
Were you still living in North Carolina at that time?
I think it might have been Brooke Ends.
Meaning you met her, you were friends with her, and she's like, hey, you should come check out Brute Strength. And you went over there and started doing their programming.
Yeah, honestly, it's been like 5-6 years, so I don't really remember, but I'm pretty sure it was Brooke.
And then how did you transition to Mayhem?
So after the 2018 Teenager Games, I was like, I don't think I can make it as individual. So they had reached out and asked if I wanted to be on the second team, and I was like, sure, because I'm not going to make it as individual. So I honestly never would have come to Cookeville if it wasn't to be on a team. So it was kind of cool how it worked out.
This was between 2018 and 2019?
Yeah.
So a lot of things changed about the qualifying process.
Mm-hmm.
So when you moved there, you were intending to go on a team, but as that qualifying process was like unfolding, did you reconsider and say, well, that's a lot of people, like maybe I could make it?
Yeah, because I think originally it said that you had to like win a sanctional. So in my head, I'm like, no way I can do that. But then like once the backfill started, then it may become like a little bit more realistic. So then like in February, I ended up qualifying for the Open, but I did kind of change my mind a little bit, and Rich was like totally fine with it. So
yeah, I was going to say,
not going on a team.
You've always done pretty well on the open style format.
Yeah, so I qualified through the Open. He was like, you just be our alternate, and they switched out independents. So
you didn't go as a team that year. You actually went as an individual.
I was out of the team division then. So
team. Yeah.
Sorry, team.
Yeah, she ended up going as an individual in 2019. Yeah.
I went
final 10.
And you've never gone as team.
I did like one competition at Wadapalooza, and that was it.
But
that
never
was this past January.
Yeah.
Not a team gal.
But you were going to be a team gal.
Yeah, but that's because I thought it was my only chance to make it.
And what did you do?
I'm
You said you were
surprised. I'm actually surprised that you didn't think you could make it after 2018.
Oh.
Because when I first met you, do you remember? You probably have no idea. I dropped into your gym in College Hill. You and Brittany were training for the 2017 regionals.
I don't remember, but
no. But I'll tell you, because this is how I remember you.
What state is that, Brian? College Hill.
It's in North Carolina. It's in, I think, the north or northwest part of the state. And I was on a road trip, and I saw that you guys were training. You like posted something on Instagram. I was like, it was a Sunday, and I was like, oh, they're actually open. Maybe I'll drop in and they'll let me do a little workout, because I wanted to move. And so they were there. I dropped in. You guys were doing a workout that I could not do. It was ring muscle up overhead squat workout for regionals that year.
Workout.
I did a little Murph training outside with my vest, and then we were watching Cody Mooney compete up at the East Regional. I think he was friends with you guys. And one of your coaches, this was the first year you made regionals, but you were still only 16 years old. And I think it was either Brittany's mom or the coach that was there said something like, because you were getting kind of intense watching it. And they're like, remember, Haley, it's only your first year. You're going there for fun and, experience, whatever. And then we ended up leaving, and you and I were walking out to the parking lot together. And you just stopped short right in front of me and turned and pointed at me and said, just so you know, I'm not going there for fun. I'm going there to win. And I'm like,
damn.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, that's not like, she's a 16-year-old girl and she doesn't know me. I'm just some guy that just dropped in a gym, and it was important enough for you to tell me that.
Like, I would never even think of saying something like CrossFit, where like, if the CrossFit Games were posted to me, I was like, oh my gosh, like just total fan girl. So as cringy as it was, I definitely believe I did say something like that, but now I would never say something like that. Oh,
Well, it's given me a good like a perception of your like the fierce mentality that you have. That you don't go out there just to do it. You know, you're going out there to try to win every time you take the floor.
Right. It's not just for fun.
You're not a team girl.
No, I didn't like sports either growing up.
You're what? Say it again.
I didn't really like team sports either growing up. I don't know.
Because why?
I don't know. I just like being responsible for myself. If I do bad, it's on me. You know, I don't have to worry about letting someone else down.
And 2 cats and a potential mate that's lingering.
My God.
Hey, I think I may have heard him in the video when you were eating. And they were in a day in a life, and the cameraman was there talking to you, but then there was someone off camera who said something with no.
It couldn't possibly have been a friend or a training partner.
Yeah, or just somebody else working on the documentary.
And it wasn't Post Malone or Machine Gun Kelly.
Personally not, no.
Oh, okay. 7 years in, Mr. Olson, Sevan some cash to send Haley a CEO shirt. Absolutely.
5 burpees for misspelling of name.
How do you spell your name, Haley?
Burpees.
My name?
Haley?
It's right there on the screen.
I know. All the time.
He donated money. It's fine. It's fine.
You can spell it however you want, Mr. Olson.
Hopefully, if he
misspell
corrects
mine.
it, he still spells her last name with only 1 S, though.
Haley Adam. Is your 7 years in? Are you having some body comp significant changes? You said that you've committed. I mean, you put in so much work in the complex. You did 200 pounds this year. You put in so much work to change your training and your eating. And I think in this most recent video, I think I'm seeing like some traps like show up on the scene.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at a 16-year-old body compared to a 21-year-old body, it's like you're matured now, like kind of grow into a woman and your body transforms. So
you're only 21?
Yeah. That's surprising.
It's just crazy. 7 years.
7 years. Yeah, that's what
I
think.
still remember Carson like it was yesterday. Like time just goes by so fast.
Do you any signs of burnout?
No. Don't get me wrong. There are like hard days, but I still love what I do and I'm healthy and yeah.
Tell me about Tasia. Who is that in your life?
Tasia is like my best friend here. We kind of started as training partners. I was training with the team in 2019, and then so we trained together every day. And then when she stopped competing, she was still there for me every day. And I didn't really have someone in that role of like, obviously Rich is like my coach, but I needed someone that was like there for me, to, carry your bags and give you food. So when I made the 2020 games, I was like, Tasia, do you want to go with me? And we just kind of went from there. And so but honestly, the biggest blessing in my life. And she's amazing.
Do you see her every day?
Yeah, most days.
And she even works out with you?
Mm-hmm. She's still really fit. She didn't have to scale, but scale the workouts just to like keep up with me or give me company.
So is she, describe her more to you. Is she like an emotional support for you? Mental? Is she like, what does she do for you?
She's everything. She's who I go to if I'm having a bad day or just basically anything or something funny, anything. She's my best friend.
Yeah, that's awesome. And she's okay with you being friends with Mal O'Brien?
Yeah, she loves that we're friends. Are you kidding?
She might be jealous. You never know.
No.
No. Okay. There's room. Maybe she's not like you're not a team girl. Maybe Tasia's not like I share a friend girl.
Oh my gosh.
She's coming. Is she going to come to the games with you again this year?
Yeah.
With your coach?
Yep.
Do you think she has a good read on when it's appropriate to say nothing to you?
Oh yeah. She'll just. Yeah, she knows. Like after last year, wasn't after the clean, surprisingly. I think it might have been after the deadlift handstand push-up workout. I just kind of like sat there and just had this like look on my face, and we didn't say anything for probably 30 minutes for now.
Yeah, it was a tough last day for you.
Yeah, it was.
At where? At where?
The games last year.
Oh, in your last competition's been amazing.
Semifinal.
Strength and depth, yeah.
Strength and depth.
Syndicate crown.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Syndicate
Syndicate depth. You killed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're stoked, right? That's how you want to go into the games, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was super pumped. I technically never won a competition, so
She got robbed by the Tia clause the year before.
I mean, not really, but
Well, you know,
it was nice.
she couldn't go to where she was supposed to compete, so she had to go somewhere, and you got the short straw, and she came to yours.
Well, I feel worse for the person 6, but yeah.
Yeah, everyone got the short straw.
Haley, when I can't remember where I heard Rich say it. I don't know if it was on this podcast or somewhere else, but when we were talking about your training, I'm paraphrasing. I think he said that he wanted to see you do less metabolic conditioning and more strength training, and that you were stubborn in your ways. I think that's what he said. But he's your coach, right? The reason why I bring this up is because, and aren't you supposed to just bend the knee and like be like, okay, my coach knows best?
Yeah, but I'm a little bit psycho, so sometimes I at night. So if I don't do certain things, but this off season I was definitely a lot better about it. And then as games training starts, like it's kind of hard not to. So because you're just trying to be really fit, and I did better this year.
Yeah, congratulations. You physically look stronger. Are you heavier than you were last year?
I don't weigh myself anymore.
Wow, good on you.
How long ago did you stop doing that?
Last year.
Cool.
So no one knows.
No one knows.
Trifecta since 2017.
What'd you say?
Trifecta since 2017.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And basically, and your go-to meal now is venison.
I love venison. It's so good. I have it every day for lunch.
And for us California people, that's deer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they just call it deer?
I don't know. I don't make the rules.
Just venison. And how did you get? Why them? Tell me why them. Like I just go to the grocery store and get food. But should I be doing trifecta too?
Well, I hate cooking, and especially I hate cooking meat. So it was the biggest lifesaver. I just come home, heat it up in the microwave.
And they just send you a box full of ice and dry ice, and you just open that shit up and get to town.
Yeah, they send it every Friday. And I love it. Like I actually eat it every day for every meal.
I saw you were using plastic utensils, and you were microwaving oatmeal in a plastic bowl. I don't approve.
Why?
I don't know, because I'm old. What about some glass bowls and some steel utensils?
I like what I like.
I know, but I just feel like a plastic, you put it in the microwave and you heat it up, and like some shit might be coming off there, like off gassing, or like you're getting like something in your body that's like not good.
You know, I'm sure the air that we breathe is worse.
All right, you win.
She's not worried about the plastic in the microwave.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing we have in common is I actually was sponsored by Trifecta for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, I was helping them out with some stuff with some firefighters that I do and some other corporate businesses that I worked for a little bit. So I got free Trifecta for a while. It was awesome.
It's so helpful.
It was. I was yoked then. It was great.
You were?
Yeah.
You still are kind of yoked.
Thanks. It's just the shirt. I buy them a size smaller.
So they just know what you want. They just know, like someone comes out and does a body comp on you, or like, hey, this is what I work out. Or like, how do they know what to send you? How do you know how much to eat? How do you figure all that out?
You just place an order.
So they're not like, hey, Haley, we think you should eat this much. Okay.
No.
And who is your nutritionist?
I work with M2. I've worked with him for a while. I basically know kind of what I'm doing now, but it's nice to have someone check in every once in a while.
How's the barn these days? Is it filling up with people?
Actually, a lot of people are at the athlete facility. but I'm still die hard at the barn. So
what's the athlete
that's
facility?
up and running now?
Yeah, where you probably see the videos and stuff of people at the Mayhem working out there, but yeah, it's up and running now.
What is the athlete facility? I don't know what that is.
So it's like attached to Mayhem, and it has AC, and it's really nice. Rogue.
That's a plus.
Yeah, Rogue. I might have a photo. No,
This on Mayhem Athletes.
So now there's 3 gyms now. There's the affiliate, there's the athlete facility, and there's the barn.
Yeah. So there's the gym, the athlete facility, and the barn. Yeah.
And why are people moving to the athlete facility? Is it because the barn's too hot?
I'm not sure. I think it's just personal preference. Like, I really love the barn. I feel safe there. I'm comfortable. I love the vibes there. I like it.
And who else is there? Is Guy there?
At the barn?
Yeah.
No,
There are a ton of athletes in Cookeville right now.
Yeah, like today it was just me, and Ellie, and then everyone else was at the facility.
And Tasia.
And Tasia was there this afternoon.
When all these games athletes come into town, where do they all stay?
I think they're staying at a hotel.
It's interesting because I don't know if you know this, Sevan, but there's they've come from Australia, from South Africa, from all over Europe, all the Mayhem athletes, and they've been there for like a week or two, some of them already.
Yeah, I saw an Australian team there this past weekend, and Lazar's there. So,
And so these are people who are doing the Mayhem programming, and when they go to the games, they reach out and they say, "Hey, can we come early and prep?" Is it pretty informal, or is it formal?
I definitely think that they reach out to someone like that's over the program and then make sure and ask and like get everything set up. So at least I think so.
And you're in the best shape you've ever been in your life right now.
Yeah, I think so.
It's all systems go.
It's what?
It's all systems go. You seem so confident in the what's the video called? Strength and depth and strength. Syndicate.
There it is.
Syndicate. In the Syndicate video, you just seem so confident.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to have more confidence in myself this year. So.
And when you say you've been doing more strength training, can you tell us what that looks like?
I feel like I squat all the time. Like my legs just are always tired. Yeah, just more brute strength, accessory work.
And the girls, Andrea and Taylor,
They're so strong.
Like, fuck you, don't train with me strong, or like, train with me, I want to chase you down?
I mean, I cannot, if we're doing like one or backs, I cannot chase them down. Sure. Oh my God. I think Andrea squatted like 340 the other day. I was like, holy crap.
Wow.
I wonder how old is she? She's 10 years older than you, right?
32. Yeah.
11 years. I wonder what she squatted when she was 21.
I don't know. That's a good question. But she's so fit too. She's not just strong. I'm glad she's not an individual because she's already gotten top 10 as individual. She would do some damage.
Yeah, you've always been impressed by them, right, Brian? Both of them?
Yeah, but we talked about it on the team show. I think Andrea's skill set overall translates better to an individual competition than Taylor's.
Fit.
And Taylor's like almost the perfect team athlete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so fit.
Who's going to watch the cats when you're at the games?
My mom's going to take them home to Carolina with their cats, and then people will watch them there.
What about your fat cat? What are you going to do about that?
What do you mean?
Not the black one, but the other one, the one that
What am I going to do with him?
Like, how are you going to get him to, like, is he going to get a membership at Mayhem?
Oh, he is
Off the carbs, off the couch, off the carbs.
He's living his life. He's fun.
Your parents aren't coming to Madison this year?
Oh, no, they are.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, but my mom's so nice, and she's going to drive up, take me to the airport, and then take my back home to North Carolina.
I met your parents in 2019, right before you won Rookie of the Year.
Oh, really?
They were down. I think they were down in the front row with Chris and Heidi,
Probably
and they introduced me to them. and they may have had some tears in their eyes.
Probably.
But they didn't strike me as the people that would miss you competing at the games.
No, they definitely would not.
In one of the videos, it showed that from doing cleans on your collarbone, you had like you'd been attacked by a vampire.
One over here.
No.
Another one over here. I don't know. I can't get rid of it.
How does that affect your training at all? Like if you had a hand tear and you were doing deadlifts and it was bad enough, you can't train the next day or whatever. Is it something that could fuck you up, like slow you down?
Say I can't train, but there was one day it was hurting so bad that like every time I landed on it, I wasn't crying, but you know when something hurts so bad that your eyes are just like filling with water, it was like that, and I was like, okay, I need to like do something with this today, so I just like put a knee sleeve over it.
I was gonna say you should probably like bust out like a little attachment or something there and get a product behind that and just endorse it.
It hurts so bad.
$1 million idea, the little Haley Adams pad, little crash pad.
So,
is that new for this year? Has that always been happening to you?
I've had the one on the left for like forever, but the one on the right is new. But the one on the left is kind of like callus, honestly, so it doesn't hurt as bad. But the right one, since it's new, hurts so bad.
Who was it? Was it Sydney Mikulishin? Someone we were interviewing had broken either their collarbone or their top rib or something, and they didn't know. Have you ever broke that thing, Haley?
No. I hope I haven't.
It was Sydney, yeah. She could like finish competing that season with it.
Ugh.
Wow.
It wouldn't surprise me if I did, though.
Haley, I got a question for you. But, at the ranch at the last event, obviously you ripped your hands really badly, and so did I think Brooke also. And I noticed that Tia and Matt did not rip their hands at all, and I was like, in my mind, I'm wondering to myself, are they just they're winning everything? Are they also just better at hand care? And is there is that something you went back home and like talked to Rich about, or have tried to make sure that doesn't happen again?
No, I mean I think it's just kind of like overload of everything that we had done. I mean, just like how some people are more sensitive to other things. I think maybe my hands are just done for and unfortunately ripped. But I do try to like shave my calluses down and stuff, but I think it was just overload of volume that caused it. So
how's the team look this year? From the videos, they look savage and unbeatable.
Teams.
Sam, what'd I say?
Team, but there are three.
Oh, sorry, teams. No, never mind. Team. How's the team? I mean,
the team.
Rich said that's the best team he's ever been on. Does it look like it when you're watching them out of the corner of your eye?
Yeah, I mean, they're all super fit. Like I said about Andrea, like, holy crap. I mean, same with Taylor, same with Sam, obviously the Rich. And they work really well together. They look super smooth on the worm. I mean, I think they're super solid.
Anyone have a chance against them?
I don't really know much about how team stuff is going. So, I mean, they're definitely not going to, I don't know. But
it would take a Herculean effort to take them down this year, I think. But the team division's very, very good. There are some really good teams besides them.
But yeah, they're super fit. So.
Do the three teams, do they work out together at all, or is it primarily just like on their own?
I know they worked out all together this last weekend, but I think usually just with everyone's schedule, it's a little mixed up.
Yeah, it can be tough to get 12 people at the same time. All have jobs and whatever.
You're getting a third cat after the games this year. You make podium. You're going to treat yourself to a new cat. Like, you know what? Fuck it. I deserve it.
I want a dog.
A dog?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sense you're like a dachshund. You want a dachshund.
I would love an Australian Shepherd, but I think I'm going to go with a lab.
Mm.
Wow.
A lab? You said?
Wow. Big dog.
You can never go wrong with a lab. So.
Wow.
So you're a cat and dog person?
Yes. I only got cats because like I can't take care of a dog yet, or I wasn't ready.
Very mature decision.
Yeah.
How does your friend feel about the cat in the refrigerator?
What friend?
Just, I don't know, your whatever friend, just any of your friends. How do your friends feel for just your mystery friend? How does your mystery friend feel about the cat in the fridge?
What's your mystery friend? Is this any friend?
Yeah, just any friend. Yeah.
I mean, it's my house.
Your boyfriend. How's your boyfriend feel about the cat in the refrigerator?
Counters.
It's fine with it. Would your mom, if your mom was visiting, were you allowed to have cats on the counters as a kid?
Yeah, she's a bigger cat person than me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm judging you.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
One time, my cousin had her cat in the freezer.
On purpose?
She just couldn't let it go.
I saw a TikTok.
Your cousin's cat. Wait, sorry, Haley. Say that again. Sorry, Haley. Say it.
Yeah.
Cat jumped in the fire and they put it in there and it died.
Oh my god.
Dry.
You go to jail for that.
So can you imagine you can't find your cat?
So Sousa, sorry, Haley. I know this is your interview. You had a relative who loved their cat so much that they stored it in the fridge after it died.
Oh.
In the freezer. Wow, that is fucked up.
Yeah, especially when you're watching their current animals and they don't tell you.
Oh.
And you just open it.
You found it there?
It wasn't like it was there on accident. It was preserved.
That's really sad.
Well, it was already gone. It was
I know.
already gone.
Probably
But
really.
yeah. Yeah, shit gets weird
Seems
sometimes.
morbid. Like, couldn't you just get it stuffed or something?
Well, at first I forgot that when you said the cat in the refrigerator, that's where my mind went. But then I remember as I watched the video, it was going in there and calling out, and I was like, oh, he means the alive cat. So that's what reminded me of that story. 'Cause I'm used to
Jeez.
the other.
Hey, what happened to that relative? Are they addicted to meth or anything now?
I'll have to tell you later.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah, it's a.
Okay.
Anthony would like to know, when Rich retires this year, are you the leader of the barn? I apologize. He's making the presupposition that you are not the current leader. I apologize for that.
It's his house. Uh-oh. You hear that? I heard him.
Is that a cat? Hey, I wonder why your connection's all fucked up. Why do you think her connection's fucked up? Because her picture's perfect.
It's not that bad. I think it's just a little lag.
The audio?
Yeah, maybe. What's happening?
I don't know if I should answer this.
Don't answer it.
Okay.
Unless they're calling for Haley. Don't answer it.
I can't tell.
Who is it?
If you it's a guy from England.
Sometimes it's robots.
If you have a question for Haley, you can go ahead and call in. If you want to know like who she's dating or anything like that, feel free
my
to
gosh.
call in.
I love that my life is like that side of my life is so private. I love it.
It is.
It is,
oh,
and that's good. Yeah, keep it that way.
And you really what, Susan? What? Wait.
Oh,
what?
sorry. I just wanted to be on her side. She ran away from me at Wadapalooza that one time, and I made it weird. And now I'm going to be at the games, and I'm just trying to get some reputar, if you
Oh, you're
will.
coming to the game, Susan?
Yeah, I'm staying with
Why
you.
are
Brian,
why are
without
you keeping that side of your life private?
Because I want to.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
That's good.
Mr. Weeks, you're live on the air. How can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to ask Sevan about the kids program.
Wrong show. Please call back later.
Can you call back tomorrow? This is the adult program. I'm sorry.
No, he just talked about the kids program.
No, I didn't. This morning I talked with Matt Torres, I think, about the kids program. Is that your real voice?
Yeah.
Mm.
You always
Did you
got to be
hang up?
careful.
Okay.
That was scary.
Yeah.
Uh,
This is. I warned you.
Susan doesn't like letting the callers call in.
no, that's scary.
Savon just
Yeah.
feels too bad to hang up right away, so he kind of lets it linger a little bit and gets squirrely sometimes.
This one's going to be much better. Samuel, how can I help you? You're on with Haley Adams.
I'm also here to talk about the kids program.
Oh, shit.
No.
What's going What is this a joke?
Who
I hope
knows?
so.
The show's crazy. The show is crazy.
I'm scared.
Right? Doesn't it make your palms sweaty? The last time we did it, I was like, whew, I was on edge.
Who? Anyone staying with you now? Doesn't Andrea stay with you when she's in town or something?
Yeah, and I had a roommate, but she just moved.
She just moved. She just moved from where?
She moved home.
Oh, okay. Oh, like done. So you're solo now.
Yeah.
Wow. Is Keller a male name or girl's name? Keller.
It could be both.
It's a male's name.
Okay,
It's a
Mr.
male's
Keller.
name.
Hi.
Well, I do
How
get
can I
some
help
stuff
you?
out there, like Helen Keller.
Okay.
My question is for Haley.
Good.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's not about a kids program, is it?
Scared.
Don't be scared. He'll hang up
Not this
quick.
time.
He'll defend your honor.
Haley, what is your favorite games event that you've done?
Atlanta.
That's a really hard question, actually. Maybe one from that year. It was a 1,500 meter row, and then 5 rounds of 10 bar muscle ups, and I think 7 push jerks. It was the first event of the 2020 games, and that's the first one that comes to mind. But I really liked that one. It was fun, and it was just like dead silent out there. The vibes were like, you can never match that again. It was just a really cool experience.
It's cool that you mentioned. It's cool that you mentioned the environment or the scene too, as opposed to just the movements.
It was like dead silent, and there were just a few people around, and I was like, "Oh, we're doing this."
Keller, we're going to give you 2 questions. Would you have a second question?
Oh, you are so kind, Sevan. You must be on something tonight.
No, I just can't. I can't. The interview. I started sweating because the interview was going so slow, so I needed help. So I opened up the phone lines.
All right. Question number 2, Haley. This is going to be out of left field. Nothing CrossFit related.
Oh, good.
If you could have dinner with 3 people that are alive, who would it be?
Billie Eilish. Probably. And
Who is the second person? You broke up.
Post Malone.
Okay. Billie Eilish, Post Malone.
I feel like I need to find one that's a singer, but I don't know. I listen to music so much. I just love singers. So maybe Machine Gun Kelly.
Here, hey, she's. I'm going to choose for her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She wants to have dinner with the founder of TikTok.
No.
And who's the guy? Who's the Apple guy? Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs.
Oh yeah, dead or alive. Okay.
And she'll bring Rich as a chaperone. That's who she really wants.
Tech CEOs.
Hey, she loves
Thank
TikTok
you
and
for your
she's
time.
always on her iPhone and she just wants to say thank you to those 2 people.
No.
Oh, okay, I'm wrong.
Do you do a lot of TikToks?
I
I
used
don't
to
have a TikTok.
anymore. I just like watching it now. It just makes my day. I guess. But the best videos I've seen are on there. So
That's true. Now it's all recycled content on Instagram after it's already been on TikTok. That's how it works now.
this meme, and it said people that won't download TikTok think they have a PhD in maturity.
That is me. I think I'm too good for TikTok.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I know. It's a total. It just really just shows that I'm fucking old and tired. That's all it really is. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is from Canada. The only show where we let you talk to the athletes. Welcome to the Sevan Podcast. Hello. Oh wait, no, sorry. Hold on. We try to let you talk to from Canada. Hi. Do you want Haley to come set you free? Break you out of your country?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Okay. Just wait by the border. She'll be by. How can I help you?
I got a question for you.
Okay.
It is related to injury in the sport and competition, and I kind of compare it to say MMA fighters. You know, every fighter going into the camp, there's always going to be some type of injury, whether there's a significant magnitude or something small. I'm sure all the CrossFit athletes going into the games face something similar to that. The question is, how do you manage injuries going forward into the game?
I always want to ask that too, but I feel bad asking that. I'm glad you asked it.
I've actually been super fortunate in my career to not really have any injuries. The only thing that's ever happened was that gnarly ankle roll. But I think getting close to the games, it's like you're not going to get any fitter. So just taking care of yourself and being smart with your training and making sure you don't have any injuries from overuse. And that's just kind of what That's just kind of what I've lived by. It's worked for me.
Yeah, I don't think that I don't think Haley's prickly, but Sevan is baffled by Haley. Yeah. I'm and doesn't know how to proceed. It's fun to watch. I'm definitely baffled.
Why?
It's a trippy cadence of discussion. Oh God, it's the guy who wants to talk about the kids program.
Don't answer it. We already started. Harry, somebody DM'd me this for you here. So apparently there is a product there.
Wow. Oh, that's Becca Voigt.
Becca Voigt.
That's the lift collar, I think.
The lift collar, yeah.
Or if you, I like
hey,
it.
for $100,000, she will wear that at the games. Could you wear that at the games?
I was wondering if I could. Brand on it, and I don't know if it's like counts as like added clothing. I don't know.
It would reduce your front squat by a few pounds or a pound. I wonder how heavy that thing is. Half a pound.
You think it would reduce it? I don't know.
Because however much it weighs, half a pound.
Oh,
No.
I see what you're getting at there.
Like cloth.
How's that company doing? Go up to the top. I want to see.
I have no idea.
Lift collar. Hey, do any of the companies that sponsor you, you have equity in?
I don't.
Oh,
Well,
God,
now
this,
you do.
guys, lift collar, dear lift collar, reach out to Haley and give her half your fucking company, and she will wear this, and you guys will fucking sell. I don't even know how much.
She converts.
Yeah, she's a converter.
Save my neck.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, you'll save her neck.
Broken deals. That's it.
Caller, save me. Hello. Hi. Oh, I didn't know the girls listened to the show. Please proceed.
Perfect.
Oh, well, my husband listens to the show,
Oh,
but
that
I'm
makes
listening
sense.
to right now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay. I do listen in the background sometimes. It's pretty fun.
Okay, good.
I had a question for Haley. I was wondering if you are still in school at all, and if you are, like, are you, like, what's your progress like? Has it kind of slowed since with games training and everything, or just being a full-time athlete? Like, what's that kind of like for you?
No, so I decided that I wanted to take the semesters off, like, during games training. But actually looking to sign up for classes in the fall, because I like going in person, and it's so hard to go in person, like, obviously during games training, and some people this wasn't a priority. But I have made some progress. I want to be a dental hygienist, so obviously I wouldn't do dental hygiene school until after I'm done with CrossFit, so there's no need to, like, rush on my credits right now, so I'm just kind of, like, slowly on in a few classes here and there, so.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I remember you saying that, but I didn't know if, like, you were planning on going into something else or if that was show your plan, but that's cool.
Can you believe she's 21?
I mean, kind of. She started when she was 17. She's been in it for a few years. So, I mean, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I can believe that.
It's got to be before she was 17. I'm going to do the math. So she's 21 minus 7 would mean she's like 14 or 15.
Mm-hmm.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think she smokes the Juul? If you had to guess, if Haley smokes the Juul, does she smoke the Juul?
I don't think so whatsoever.
She watches TikTok. I think they go hand in hand.
Yeah, I'm a high school teacher, so I see a lot of that, and she's definitely not one of those.
Yeah, no thank you.
Oh, do you see people smoking the Juul in class, like trying to take a hit off it in class?
No, but like sometimes I walk past the bathroom and it smells like strawberries, and I don't think it's like,
Twizzlers. They're not in there eating Twizzlers.
Yeah, or they come back after 20 minutes and they're acting a little funky. So
that's funny.
Kids.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe you should introduce them to
thanks.
Haley Adams. Show them some old Haley Adams videos and be like, you could be this girl.
Yeah, like, what are you doing with your life right now? You're 16. Look what she was doing.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Yeah, thanks though. We love the show.
You don't. Your boyfriend does, or your husband does. Don't lie to me.
Well, I actually do.
You're
It's
here
really
for
funny.
Haley Adams. I can see how many people are watching. We never have this many people watch. I know you're here for Haley.
Yeah, but my husband's actually DM'd you a couple times. He loves that you're so active and responding. So that's pretty cool.
Cool. Tell your husband I love him.
Yes, he loves you too.
Okay. Bye.
Have a good one. Bye.
We are lucky to have on the phone right now.
How many people are watching?
I can see 650. Amanda Hari, we have.
Yes, that is who you have.
Super
Hi,
CrossFit Games reporter.
I do have a YouTube channel, and I am a reporter. I wanted to ask Haley what the field has to do to beat Tia.
When you find out, let me know.
Hit her with a fucking bat.
No, literally, it's crazy how good she is, and yeah, I don't even really know the answer to that question, but be better than her, I guess. It's crazy.
What do you think? What do you think, Amanda?
I think it's going to be a group effort. I don't think it's going to be one athlete that can take Haley down, take Tia down. I think it's going to have to be everybody trying to chip away and just get ahead of her and push her down to the second, third, fourth place finishes. Because right now she's finishing first in every event, and there's just no way to beat her then.
A team effort. Like someone hold her down in the back while the rest of the girls go. Like in a run, someone just take one for the team and push her.
She's insanely good. It's crazy.
Maybe these 15 rookies can help make a difference. You know, maybe they have specialties we don't know about.
Maybe.
I think they're going to get exposed this year. Amanda, you think Haley's going to be on the podium this year?
I think there's a chance. I hope she is. I think she's definitely top 5 and could push for a top 3 finish. Maybe she beats Tia.
Yes, I agree. Maybe she does. Thank you, Amanda. Bye-bye. Haley, thanks for coming on. I hope it was fun.
It was. You said it wasn't very good, so.
I said what?
You said the interview was, I don't remember, but you said something about it was going slow.
No. I was baffled. It was me. They were teasing me because I don't know how to handle you because you're such a unique character.
Why?
It has nothing to do. I don't know. It's the way your mom raised you because you're cooler than me because you're more chill.
Why am I unique?
How the tables have turned.
Yes, I can't answer that. It's my show. I ask the questions.
Oh. It's an easy.
Say it again.
It's an easy question.
I just think that you're just a unique character. I think you when we interact, you travel at a different cadence than I do.
Slower or faster?
Probably slower. I'm a little more hyperactive than you. Like I'm all hopped up on coffee and you're on the beam.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we did have I really am happy you came on, and I think this was an amazing podcast.
I had fun.
Good.
That's all
that matters to me.
Yeah. I'll do it again.
I'm gonna bug you at the games anyway. I'm gonna bug you. Yeah, I know. And I'll call Brian afterwards and Matt and be like, dude, did you hear that? She said she'll come on. Don't think I won't. All right. Thank you.
Bye, Harry. Thank you.
Do you have any advice for me? Do you have any words? Do you have any advice for me? I told you that I think you should use glassware. Tell us who your boyfriend is and keep your cat out of the fridge. Do you have any advice for me?
Get him, Haley.
I think you should get a cat.
I'm gonna get Ben Smith instead.
Put it on the Instagram. Everyone's gonna know Sevan's getting a cat.
I'm getting Ben Smith instead. Okay, thank you for the advice. I'll tell my wife. See what happens.
Good.
Thanks,
All
Haley.
right, dear. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Mr. Smith.
How you doing?
Good.
Hey,
how are you?
I'm doing well.
Dude,
it's
you're
11:15 my time. It's a little late for me, but I'm good.
Oh. You're yeah, thanks for doing this. And it was short notice. I apologize. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Do you know Brian? Ben Brian?
Yeah, I've seen you around.
Okay, and Matt Souza is the guy with the Sevan on his shirt.
Got it.
Branded.
Nice.
Yeah.
Still, so Ben, how old are you?
32.
It was crazy talking to Haley Adams. I can't believe she's 21 years old. 7 years.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember she came to Krypton once when she was a teenager, maybe like 15 or something like that, when she was just winning all the competitions. But yeah, she's been doing this for a while already. You
also went to your first games at 19 years old, right?
Yeah. Yep. The 2009, I had just turned 19. So I was like, I qualified when I was 18 and I was 19 at the games.
Yeah. So a bit more or less, well, it was different, very different landscape.
Yeah. She was competing like, at age 14, 15, or they didn't have that division when I was that age. Way back in my day.
Sean
Joswiak.
Thank you. Sean Jism, are you having Ben on since you can't get Laura to come back? God, is it that obvious? Sorry, Ben, we're just using you. Damn.
I figured, but it's okay.
It's a running joke. We actually had an amazing time with her, but I don't know.
That was Ben, the best. That was the best podcast ever.
It is. I think so too. Thank you.
Yeah. Chemistry was amazing.
When Haley's on here and she says her complex was 200 pounds, right? And she's frustrated. I mean, and she's happy, and that was like amazing for her. But the girl next to her is doing 245 or whatever, whoever that was. If you were her coach and she's 21 years old, but she's also a 7-year veteran, what's the plan? Does she?
7-year veteran who's already finished in the top 6 3 times at the CrossFit Games as an individual, despite not having top bench strength.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's rough. Yeah, it's hard. It's one of those things. It's like it just takes time to develop. It's not like you're gonna have it overnight. It's not gonna happen in a year. It's just like it's one of those things that you just got to be dedicated to for a long time. And I think a lot of different athletes have experiences like that with different movements, with different, whatever they might be. But you try to cover up those band-aids or with band-aids during the competitions as much as you can, and just, maybe play to your strengths a little bit better.
I meant to ask her what her back squat was when she was 16, but not only is that her whole, I guess you could say, but everyone talks about it the same way, people might talk about Laura and her handstand push-ups. You have these superstar athletes who are just exposed with these holes. Can she put on, like, could we be looking at a girl who at 24 would have a 260 pound back squat, or 260 pound back squat, but put 40 pounds on that complex so that she gets up to is that realistic, or would you tell her, hey, fucking, you're never going to win. You're never going to get strong?
I mean, I'm not going to say that. I wouldn't say that to anybody. It's like, I'm not the most gifted and I won the games, physically. It's like, there's just, it could happen. You just keep working at your weaknesses. I mean, I don't know what else you can say to that, but it's a hard gap to fill. That's for sure.
It's actually something I've been thinking about a lot because I've been watching some of the CrossFit Games coverage from last year in preparation for this year's games. There was an event. It was I think it was the rope climb ski Husavelt bag carry, and Laura was basically crushing everyone. And Chase Ingram was talking about, in the case of Laura, like, yeah, she has this one hole of whatever difficult version of handstand push-ups that she's not great at, but outside of a competition that like Rogue that one year that demanded a minimum work requirement, she couldn't do it, so it eliminated her from the competition. She can take a bullet on a strict handstand push-up workout if she's so good at everything else and still obviously finish second at the games twice. But I don't think strength falls into that category. Like, that's something you still are going to need to consistently work at over time.
Yeah, it's one of those genetic things. It's hard. Like, you either have it or you don't. In a sense, it's kind of like speed,
All the games champions have been strong.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
CrossFit likes to do the events where you just got to move weight. You just got to move things A to B. You got to be able to use your body weight, but you also have to carry heavy objects, lift heavy. It's just like, it's not skewed that way, but it seems to be definitely a little bit favored towards the strength side at the games.
How old were you when you started to get strong?
depends on what you classify as strong.
Just for your age and for your
CrossFit?
size, were you always strong when you came into CrossFit? Were you already pretty strong?
I would say I was pretty strong for my size for sure, but it just kind of like had slowly built over the time as my technique got better. I was very raw as a lifter when I first started, and I mean I watched Josh Everett, and I split snatched and split cleaned, when I started doing CrossFit. So it's like
So did Sevan recently.
Yeah,
Sevan's still doing it. He's carrying it on.
I missed that, but yeah, no, that's how I started. But,
You didn't miss anything.
I'll have to go back and search that one.
When was the first? How old were you, if you remember, but the first time you back squatted like over 300, like 305 or 315?
So like even when I first started squatting, like I could squat well. Like it wasn't like I had weak legs or anything. 315, maybe. I mean, I think I could do that in high school for sure. But
oh wow, okay,
Yeah,
so you
yeah, I
were
knew-
strong.
I knew it was
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Oh, but I mean, I used to coach high school football players, and there were guys squatting 500, 600 pounds. Like it's all
Yeah,
relative.
for sure. I mean, I was 165 pounds in high school too, 175 pounds. So it wasn't like I was a big kid at all. I
And it was a
skinny
quarter,
kid.
and it was a quarter squat. Let's not lie.
It was close.
To the med ball.
I mean, the conventional wisdom or the truth would be that like Haley's so young, and she may have not even reached her strength building years, right? I mean,
For sure.
she's 21.
For sure.
She might end up. I mean, in 8 years, we might be looking at one of the strongest athletes in the field, right?
Depends on what she dedicates her time to. I wouldn't put it past her. That's for sure.
Okay,
I mean, strength
so it's
athletes
not
peak
genetic.
when?
She's
Late
not.
20s,
She's
mid early 30s.
Yeah. So she's not. It's not. God hasn't said this one's going to be weak. She can. There can be a training program that makes her strong.
I mean, I would think so. Sure.
Yeah.
And how much weight would you really have to add? And Brian, you probably know this better, but like how much weight would you really actually have to add to these lifts just to get herself in contention to where the holes aren't that big to where it damages her that much over the weekend?
That's the question. Is just what do you have to
finishing
fill?
in the top 5? Like,
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, is the strength really holding her back that much to where she should like wipe the board clean and just focus on that?
Well, 5% stronger, and is she in second place?
Right.
Is she on the podium?
Yeah. And how hard would it take to gain 5%? That's the question.
we'll see, because there's a new games programmer now, and everything could possibly change a little bit.
That's very true.
Great.
Yeah, like for an athlete like that, it does come down to the programming. I mean, at some point, So
I think what's cool, and when I look, like these last 3 years have obviously been so crazy, but she's proven consistency across a variety of different styles of games. And obviously there's been some heavy implements in the way. And despite that, when there were cuts, and despite that, when there was a drastic cut, and then despite last year where there was, most athletes got to do most workouts, she's still finding a way to be up there towards the top at a very young age with a clear, disadvantage in the strength relative to the rest of the field. But she's not the first one to do that. Julie Fouché wasn't that much different. She couldn't move the top end strength, but she had that capacity. And Chris Hinshaw's talked about it, to do her 80, 85, 90% and hang with the girls that were doing their 70, 75, 80%. She could just move that moderate heavy weight really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, did I hear you say recently you're the fittest going into the season this year? That you're the fittest you've ever been? Your benchmarks and everything were.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna fucking tear in here. When you look at the field now, are you like, fuck these guys? Everyone must be juicing. I'm the fittest I've ever been. I won the fucking CrossFit Games. What the fuck is going on?
Well, we know 13 of them were. So.
Yeah, right.
I mean, does it creep into your psyche? Do you have an opinion on it?
Do I have an opinion? I heard you don't like talking about that stuff.
I don't. But when I tie it up with the fact of you being the fittest you've been, I think, well, what the fuck is going on? Basically, I've been hanging out with Andrew Hiller, and he's fucking scrambled my brain. Like, I just thought this was the cleanest sport ever, and that no one did anything. And then like he's slowly creeping in like fucking a spider into my ear. Like,
yeah. I mean, look, it's easy. It's really easy to say, "Oh, this guy's on something. This guy's on something." I don't know. I know me, and that's about it. So, like I can't. If I dwell on it, I compete poorly. It's like, and I train, and it frustrates me when I'm training. It frustrates me day to day. Yeah, for sure. So I try not to dwell on it as much as I can. But there's definitely times where I'm like, all right, well, I don't know. It seems a little suspect or whatever, but
I've been saying
that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is I've been saying it, the back half of this year is there are guys that will show up to the games this year fitter than they were last year, and they'll do worse. Their overall finish will be worse at the games. I just think that the field is moving forward.
The field's getting so much better, and it really does come down to the little things, especially on the guy side, So, yeah, I totally agree. The field's it seems like has just kind of skyrocketed forward.
And what do you mean, especially on the guy side?
I feel like you're getting similar women at finishing at the top, right? Kind of right now, whereas the guys maybe there's a little bit more separate, or there's a little less. There's more people that could finish in the top 5, let's say, for the guys than for the girls.
The boys are definitely in some sort. Well, even the girls, there is some sort of changing of the guard, right? Some transitioning. I mean, you had Katrin didn't make it to the games. Sarah didn't make it to the games.
Annie's going teams. Kristen retired. Carrie's out of the picture. Yeah.
So
Jamie Simmons.
And this year, you still have strong games aspirations. You were giving it your all this year.
Yeah, no, I was. I mean, there's obviously things in my life that, have a family now, and it's like I run the gym and I have online programming. It's like there's other things that take up my time and effort as well. So I'm trying to balance them the best as I can as a human. And it's it's not the easiest thing to be, dedicating all of your time in the gym to games training when you have all of these other things that you're also doing too. So I'm just trying to do my best at all of those things. And, I'm okay with how things shake out. I'll give it my best effort and kind of see where I fall. I still enjoy playing the game.
And meaning you mean the Open, the quarterfinals,
yeah, doing the Open,
yeah,
seeing where you fall. If you could do the Open and you qualify for the quarters, and then you do the quarters and you qualify for the semifinals, why wouldn't you go?
Yeah,
So.
Tell me about the podcast. How long have you been doing it, and why are you doing it?
I mean, it's been on and off. We're both pretty busy. But yeah, I mean, JB and I have been.
Jamie?
JB. He's a good friend of mine. He's been kind of, my right-hand man for a long time. We hang out, we talk, have good conversations, and we're like, hey, let's start. We always talk about a lot of the things that have to do with CrossFit and their correlation to, a faith or something like Christianity. And we have a lot of good conversations, and sometimes they're interesting, sometimes they're not, but I think they are. But yeah, we're just kind of having fun, having some conversations, learning how to talk. It's weird talking online, having people be able to comment that you can't talk back to them or say anything. And I don't know, it's kind of like a little experiment too.
And how often,
had you guys had that idea for a long time before you launched it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of both. We talked about it for a while, but we never pulled the trigger.
How often do you do it?
We don't have a set schedule either, because it's he's out of town. I was out of town last week. He was out of town this week. It's just hard to make our schedules work unless we do a Zoom call or something, but it's just not the same on the Zoom call as it is in person.
Tell me about it.
It's a weird balance.
I hate being in person with someone. I hate it.
No, it's a weird balance with the podcasting thing. Obviously there's these formulas and algorithms where you pump out content and then you get more like notoriety, or get seen more, you pop up on people's things. But if the sacrifice of that is quality, then is it worth it? So
yeah,
I kind of like that you guys are a little bit more random, and when it pops up, that's a good time, and it's like, oh man, I've been waiting to hear from Ben for 2 weeks, and now here he is.
Yeah, sure. And we kind of, and I think one of the big reasons we started it was we saw the whole CrossFit space kind of just trending in a different direction than it kind of started with. I think you guys all see it too. You guys have been around for a while, so I don't think people know what CrossFit is anymore.
I want to dig into that here. Hey Ben, my wife, she just called in. I'm the husband. Well, then talk to me, Ryan. This isn't a fucking Ben show. We are planning on dropping into Krypton on Friday morning at 9 a.m. on our way home from vacation at the Outer Banks of North Carolina.
I will see you on Friday then.
Ryan. It's like, Ryan, do you have one blue plate on and one green plate on? You got to get the plates the same color. Tell me what you tell me about that. Let's explore that a little bit. Sure. People don't know what CrossFit is anymore. New people, you mean coming into the front door, they think they're at a shooting range and they're at a gun shop?
I mean, people walk. I don't know why people walk into the gym or email the gym and say, "I want to start CrossFit." Like everybody has a different reason, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what their background is with CrossFit, and it's like it's our job when they walk in to teach them what this is that they're doing. And I think you can come into a gym and you can be at a gym for 6 months, a year and a half, 2 years, and not really even know what CrossFit is. You just go in and you get a workout.
Right.
It seems like you're just kind of like, I'm coming in, I'm doing a fit class. Like I just work out for 20 or 30 minutes. I sweat and I go home and I feel better about myself. But it's like, it's our job as coaches to teach those athletes what they should be doing or what they should be trying to achieve when they come into the gym. Even if it's something that they might not want to do, like they might not want to do, try a handstand push-up or on the wall or something. They might not want to ride the assault bike. They just want to ride the bike or something. And it's like, it's our job to expand their, sphere of whatever they know and whatever is comfortable to them and push them a little bit in all of the domains and kind of teach them what they're doing. So, it's a really good way in the podcast too, to talk to everybody in your gym without talking to everybody in your gym. So we do that a lot too.
Give me
that's where the idea of the coach's office came in.
Give me an example of what that looks like. To give me like a prototypical imaginary client that walks in and they're in there for, let's say, a month or however long they're in there before you have the first talk to them. And they're like, we have a nutrition program, or, hey, you should actually be doing some auxiliary work, or what do you say to them? How do you teach them? So a guy walks in and he wants to work out there. Tell me like this imaginary guy, his life cycle at Krypton.
Sure.
Ideal life cycle.
I mean, there's not really an ideal life cycle because it's different to everybody for the reasons that they come in. So I always ask them, what they're here for, what their goals are. Eventually we get there, we'll do the introduction class, teach them what the class is like, what they kind of should expect.
Because you don't want to scare them off and they feel like it's Scientology on day one. Talking to this recorder and tell me your 10 dreams. And you're like,
which you easily could, If you got a coach that's super passionate about it.
I know. We're fucking weirdos. We got to like ratchet our shit way down.
For sure. But you just give them a little bit at a time and let them kind of follow the path.
Yeah.
So
tell me,
sorry. It's a slow process. No, there's not a specific thing. I'm not I don't have a.
But let me ask you this. I'll ask you a specific question. If someone's been going to your gym for a year and you haven't talked to them about nutrition, you think you're not doing your duty? If they've been at your gym for a year and you haven't shared with them one journal article, original Glassman journal article, are you not doing your duty? Like I
could be better in that regard for sure.
Sorry, and I'm not putting you on the stand. I'm just trying to understand what you mean.
I'm happy
like to me, part of me wants to be like, hey, who gives a fuck if they know what CrossFit is or not?
Sevan, he doesn't talk about nutrition. He coaches in that Pizza Planet shirt.
Oh my goodness!
Good spot, right?
Hey,
it's my
Rich.
Disney shirt. We went to Disney a couple weeks ago.
I'm sorry. Rich Holton. Let's talk about Disney too. Ben, Sevan talks shit to people. Dude, Rich. Ben watches every show I make, and he's a closet watcher. He's in the bathroom telling his wife he's got diarrhea, but he's in there watching my show with the door closed. AirPods on. Is it wrong that people don't know what it is? I guess if the affiliates, if you're an affiliate owner and you don't know what it is, I guess that might be kind of messed up.
I mean, it's not wrong. It's not really wrong. Like, it's just, it is what it is. And I'll try to do my best to, because I believe if people know what it is that they're doing, they'll be better for it. If they know why they're coming in, or they have a reason as to, or a focus for the day or a goal or something, they're going to be better than they were before they came into your gym. And that's always your goal as an affiliate owner. So I'm just trying to make people better at the gym. And that's why I opened it. I saw CrossFit as like, this thing that was true, that stood out above everything else, like outside of everything else in the world, when it's all like, like Instagram is now. CrossFit stood out as, hey, this is a true fitness methodology that's against the grain, that's different, it's outside the box. It builds toughness, it builds character, but it also gets you fitter than any other human being on the planet. It's like, that sounds pretty cool to me. I'm going to go try to compete in these games that they have. And then I found out how much it affects people and changes people's lives and what it does for their families and their communities, and like the kind of community you can create just around a workout at a gym. And then I opened a gym, and it's like, that's just how it's been going for me. So And now I'm starting the podcast because people don't know what it is that they started in the first place. And I think that there comes a point in the life cycle of every business or company or whatever, where they lose track of where they came from, and somebody's got to bring them back. So that's kind of what I feel like we're trying to do with the podcast.
Well said.
I see that I'm okay with people having different values or desires from doing CrossFit, right? You come to CrossFit,
absolutely.
and let's say you just want to get a really nice beach body and you're 22 years old. Kudos to you. But I also think it's important for those 22-year-olds to hear at the beginning of every class or through some writing, hey, just so you know, we have a Cure Type 2 Diabetes diet challenge coming up. And it's okay if the 22-year-old poo-poos it. They just need to hear it once or twice a week so that 1 year down the road, when they hear that their great aunt in fucking Texas has type 2 diabetes, they can be like, oh shit, I think Ben said he had some sort of diet to help that. And then by the time they're 40, right, then their parents are going to start having illnesses, and they'll be like, oh, I've actually been in this program that offers so much more than what I thought, right? Like that's why it's okay to come in there and not know and let kind of like the flower blossom, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what makes it kind of cool, because you can learn from that too.
Right.
As a coach.
Like the values of why you started and why you do it now have completely changed, right?
Sure. They're always changing, and you're always growing and changing. And it's not like it's easy to point out and say that person's wrong or that person's wrong, but nobody understands that everybody's kind of on their own little path. And sure, there's right and wrong, and there's things that you should do and shouldn't do, but it's better that people are coming to the gym than it is if they don't come to the gym. In the end.
Sevan, my thought about your line of questioning here is, like within a year, should you ask this, or what's the appropriate time frame for that is, when it comes to coaching, I think that just as important as being able to instruct the movements or correct the movements is to read people, and you understand that the delivery of that message could be critical. And if you do it at the wrong time, it might not go so well.
Great point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have them talking to a tape recorder on day one.
I mean, I definitely feel like if I do an intro, I come off as very energetic and wanting to express as much information to them as possible. But I don't want to, you don't want to like just puke out all the information to them. So you just share what you think that they're interested in. You have to read them. You have to have a conversation and a relationship. And that's what the community is all about. Because there's different people that want to know about the nutrition part of it. And there's different people that want to know about how they can improve their movements, or how they can be fitter, or how they can get stronger, or whatever it is. And there's different people that just want to look good naked. It's like, I get it. They're all there for different reasons, and it's awesome that they're there, but let me show you there's a little bit more down the rabbit hole you can go,
This programming, an event that worldwide is recognized with no dispute is crowning the fittest human being on the planet, which is so freaking hard. People don't make it every year to the end. They've already filtered out for the very fittest people in the world, and then all people don't make it, and it's brutal emotionally, physically. How hard? What kind of pressure's on Adrian Bosman? Like, if you really think about the pressure that's on him to put together these events in 4 days, and it's the most critical assholes in the world. It's us.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, it's nuts. How much is it? Is it like he can't even say that again?
No, I feel for him. There's going to be this year, especially for like with all the changes that they've made so quickly. And I say they, I mean CrossFit. They've just opened themselves up to scrutiny. I mean, it is what it is, especially in today's day and age. Everybody has a comment. Right. So with how they did it and how fast they did it and how it seemingly haphazardly they did it, they just opened themselves up. So it is what it is, and everybody should do what they want to do, comment. But I think if you get the right person in there, they can come in and kind of control or tame the fire that is what is CrossFit right now. So I think Boz will do a really good job. Especially, it seems like he's got a team. If I was doing his job, I would have a team, and that we would be conversing all the time. It wouldn't be just me, like he's doing the same thing. I know it's not just him. He's got a team around him, and I think they're going to do a great job.
Ben,
I mean,
I thought about trying to trap you here, but I'll just admit my own fallacy, I think. So,
Trap away.
I do think that he is consulting with people for in using some ideas and inspiration, coming up with ultimately the test. But he also has recently talked about how starting with quarterfinals, he's been programming all year long. And when I first looked at the last chance qualifier workouts, I was like, man, these are some pretty cool workouts. This is going to be a good test. And then I did them. And I realized that in workout 1, I was doing thrusters and I was pressing overhead. And in workout 2, I was walking on my hands and I was pressing overhead. In workout 3, I was doing clean and jerks and I was pressing overhead. And in workout 4, I had 200 more wall balls to do and I was pressing overhead. And then I was like, how did this get by where all 4 workouts involve pressing overhead?
I mean, it's a good question.
Ben, speak for Adrian, please. On behalf of Adrian, we have anointed you.
No, the last chance qualifier is an interesting one because it's not like the athletes already haven't had a chance to get there. And it wasn't like the programming last year and the last chance qualifier wasn't out there too. It was the same way. It was like there was like a 3 rep max deadlift, it was 100 burpees for time. It was just very different stuff. It was stuff that you wouldn't see at a typical competition and stuff that you wouldn't see at the games. Maybe not even in the open. Like it was just a different competition, and I don't know what he's thinking when he's programming for a competition like that. So I guess I can't speak on that, but he's probably got something in mind that he's trying to test for or separate athletes for or something. I would have to
see what Ben said right there, Brian. Is those fuckers already had a chance to make him to go to the games. Let him fight alligators. I don't care. That's how I.
That might be what he's thinking. I don't know. It might be what he's thinking.
Let him fight alligators.
Maybe not. Last year, people have been speculating, it seems like, more and more about the totality of the programming earlier on also, especially since we have, very minimal information. But last year they saw the deadlift. Everyone saw the 3 rep max deadlift. So like, oh man, they really must want to make sure that people can get to the games because that will be able to deadlift. So, and then there was a fairly heavy deadlift in the last day, but I think the other movement was probably more critical.
Yeah.
So maybe the overhead pressing will come into handy at the games.
Maybe it will.
And that L sit to handstand press.
Within minutes of the.
Can you do those, Ben?
So I've been training those for years, thinking they were going to come up at some point at the games, and they never do. And I'm sure, the year or 2 that I'm not there, they'll show up. They do it every year. Same with the freestanding handstand push-ups, and same with all the other movements.
I saw Noah doing them on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're different. If he wants to find something that's different, they're definitely different.
When did you start thinking, man, freestanding handstand push-ups, press to handstand, I should really get, at least get some touches on this?
I've always tried. I haven't developed that strength yet. Like the press to handstand is so hard. It seems like they'd almost have to telegraph it a little bit if they're gonna put that in the competition. And Dave used to telegraph things all the time, and if you were listening and paying attention.
A video of himself doing press to handstand in his garage earlier this season.
Maybe that's it, but maybe it'll show up next year, not this year, because I think it's one of those things that's like strength. It takes a long time to develop. Those gymnasts are seriously strong. Like it's a whole nother level of strength. Like people don't understand how long that strength takes to develop and how much dedication to it. It's like you see people snatch 300 and it's the same thing. They spent years trying to get to that point. So it's like the gymnast may be more impressive. Someone who can do an iron cross on the rings, like how long they took to be able to do that. It's gotta be crazy.
Shitloads of negatives.
Yeah.
Because the games will be over. And the people that Brian rolls with will have scored it 3 different ways before the award ceremony is done. 3 different scoring and be like, well, Tia still would have won, but this would have shaken out like this. I mean, it like you said, it's always critical, right? But I just when we had him on today, I think I don't know who used this metaphor, this simile, but Adrian said he starts with a big concept first. I said, how do you start? And I think it was maybe Susan said, use the simile, like, hey, it's like when you draw art, like when you start drawing a picture, you put a circle over here and that's the tree, and you put a square over here and that's the house.
Yeah, I listened to it today.
Yeah, you did hear that. How do you think Adrian is? How would you critique? Have you listened to any of the other podcasts he's done?
I listened to the last 2, but between the time that you texted me and now.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit.
I was fishing. I was out on my kayak and I was listening to the podcast as I was fishing. So.
Oh, by yourself?
Yeah.
And you fish in a lake?
No, it's on the. It's like brackish water. It's a river.
What's it called?
Connects right. It's like like I don't even know what it's just a park down by near us. It connects to the Chesapeake Bay and the ocean and everything.
And what state is that?
Virginia. It's Chesapeake, Virginia, right on the coast.
And so you just go and did you bring home dinner?
No, not today. I was unlucky today.
Would you throw the fish back if you caught one? Or
Normally I just fish for bass, so it's just I'll catch a couple every time usually, but I was unlucky today. I got skunked.
And you will bring them home?
No, I won't.
Okay.
My wife wouldn't want anything to do with that. I wouldn't either.
That seems pointless. Did you hear the one? Did you hear the one where he was on the British guys, the Peters, the Pods and Wads guy?
No, I didn't watch that one.
Oh man, I just think something's happened to him. He's like just matured. I'm excited for him, but I'm also like as I'm watching a friend go out for the first time, and it's a performance, right?
Sure.
It's a curation and a what's that called when someone who organizes tells dancers how to dance? Choreographed, yeah.
Sure.
It's choreography and yeah.
Dave always loved that part of it, I think.
Oh, but he was fucking tense as shit.
Oh, so nervous. That's what people don't ever see. He was so nervous. I sat there at dinner a couple of times before the announcements, just watching him pace back and forth, go over the things that he was going to say. And, he doesn't come across like that at all when he's on camera. So it's just interesting seeing the backside and stuff of that.
And his lips get crazy skinny and he starts talking like this. I'm like, dude, what the fuck's up? He's like, nothing, I'm fine. I'm like, dude, your lips are doing something. He's like, no, I'm good. Fuck, you look scary. You're scaring me. Will you keep pursuing the games?
We'll see. I think we'll see what happens this year.
We'll see. What do you mean? Like if like five of if like there's a bomber and like 20 athletes die, the top 20 athletes die, you're back in?
No.
What do you mean? We'll see.
I just have some plans, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet.
Okay. Like business.
Sounds
plans.
like a team. Does it sound like a team?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet, but.
He's going team.
I'm not ruling it out.
That's what you're saying, Sousa? Team.
Just taking a shot in the dark. Yeah, I don't know.
You and fucking broken Panchek, Scott Panchek. Wow.
There you go.
And who are your girls going to be? That's a great idea.
I'm thinking about it, so I'm not announcing anything right now. But
did you and Scott do one of the invitationals together one year?
What we
like the
Rogue
we did
the team series. We did the team series.
That's right.
Were you guys like Rogue Red or something like that?
I don't even remember.
I think
I am onto something with Scott, right? I am onto something with Scott.
No, not with you. No, I haven't talked to Scott.
I have his phone number. Do you have his phone number? Do you want his phone number?
No, yeah, I got his number.
Ben, is it strange to see that?
We put together deals today.
Yeah.
Ben, is it strange to see that all the guys that you used to compete with 2010 to 14, 15 are all like going to the Masters and you're still like 3-4 years away from it?
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever do the Masters.
It's just like I think of you in the same.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about that. I mean,
yeah, I think about them as your peers, and now all of a sudden and then you tell us you're 32, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, I was right. What's the best age for a CrossFit athlete? Seems to be, I don't know. Seems to be mid to late 20s, right?
I think 26 to 28 for a majority of them seems to be the best years. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
You sell programming, Ben?
Yeah, I do online programming. I've been doing it for a while, since like 2014.
No, okay. And what's it called?
It's under the umbrella of Krypton Athletics. So we call it Krypton Athletics, but we have a bunch of different tracks on there. There's everything I do each day. Laura and I do the same programming, and we do that every day, and I send that out to everybody. And then I have different, variations of it. And my brother Dane helps me with a lot of that too.
Laura who? How is Laura? Is she lives in Chesapeake Bay? She lives in Virginia. I just want to say Chesapeake Bay. She lives.
No, she comes down and trains with us before the games last year and so far this year. So it's been a good 6 weeks with her before the games.
So she's within a few miles of you right now as we speak.
Yes.
And tomorrow morning she'll come by. She'll swing by Krypton.
Yeah.
And will you train with her?
Yes.
Wow. And so are you her coach?
Sure. Coach, training partner, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it.
And tell me the origins of your friendship. How do two people like you meet? Do you meet at the games?
She came to Krypton. I think she came through Alex somehow, but she ended up coming to Krypton, and we did team series in 2018 together, and it just seemed like things kind of clicked. Things kind of we kind of were on the same wavelength with things, and and then we didn't talk for a few years, and then I just reached out to her.
That seems normal for a relationship for her, though.
Someone's hoping it's normal.
That's good news for us.
Yeah.
We're in the she's not talking to us for a couple years period right now. But
okay, so she didn't talk to you for a couple years, and then what happened?
I reached out and I just thought she might be interested in working together for the season. So I started sending her programming, and she came and trained with us, and it just kind of naturally went from there. So
you poached her from James Townsend.
What?
Who is she training with when you reached out to her?
I don't know. I don't think she was training with anybody.
That's really fucking cool of you. So you see this young lady, you see she's training, you see her at the CrossFit Games, and you must think, oh, I have something I can offer her. Like I see her as an athlete, and I want you saw her as someone you wanted to work with. I'd like to see how my programming, how it's expressed through this human being.
Yeah, I mean, I see potential in people, and it's crazy how good she has gotten and how good she can be. So, yeah, who wouldn't want to work with an athlete like that, you know?
Yeah,
or
totally.
just train with an athlete like that. I wouldn't, I'm not even going to call me her coach or anything. I'd say more, we train together and we talk and try to develop the best strategies to compete and win at the CrossFit Games.
And when she goes and you don't go, is it hard? Is it difficult emotionally? Or is there a burden?
No, maybe last year was great. Last year was awesome being back there and watching her do her thing, and she was super focused. And just seeing that kind of brought back all the memories of me competing back in the day too. So it was really cool. Being
Have you ever gone rock climbing with her?
Yeah, and that's insane. She does that right there in like 18 seconds. I failed 5 times on the first day to even get up to the top, and then the second day I made it in like 45 seconds to the top. So I think the world record, people do that in like 6 or 7 seconds.
That's near your house?
That's in Virginia Beach. Yeah. That's like 20 minutes away.
Wow.
She still goes all the time. She goes like on rest days, she'll go climb. So I go climb and I'm sore for 4 days.
So that's a lot of progress that you made in one day. Did she give you some pointers?
But no, it's just one of those things you got to try and fail at.
So you'll go to the CrossFit Games this year as her coach?
Yes.
You'll be in the back. When she comes out, you'll be like, hey, drink this, sit here.
Yeah, no, I'm just there carrying her bag. So
get ready for your interview.
I'll help out with
going to call in 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'm going to give anytime you're with her, just call. I'm going to send you a link and just call. Be like, hey, you want to talk to Sevan? Just hand her your phone. I think she'd appreciate it.
Yeah. I won't even tell you what she would say.
Thank you. I know I'm sensitive. That would hurt. Do you know that? So she was on the show, and on the show, she basically said she said live, hey, the only reason why I came on is because you guys bugged me so much. And then I told her that I wanted to be the greatest podcast host ever, and she said you have no fucking chance. And then like I don't think she said fucking, but she said you have no chance, and with no smile, you have no chance. No, it's like more like Dolph Lundgren in Rocky, and then about a few months later, I text her and I said, hey, I'd like to have you back on the show again, and she said, how did you? This is a response. How did you get my number?
Seems valid to me.
Yeah, totally. So now, like just out of respect, I only DM her. Do you know what I mean? Like I pretend like I don't. It's like the relationship was like, it's like DM, phone number, podcast. But
that's
then
why
like
you haven't talked to her in a while.
I've been knocked down 2 tiers. I'm back in the DMs. And then I lost that account for a little while, so I couldn't even like harass her in the DMs. But I got the account.
No, he's back. Don't worry.
I don't take it personal. I don't see. She doesn't do any podcasts, right?
No, she's super focused.
Yeah, good on her. Good on her. When we talk to athletes, they say, "I want to make the podium." Is Laura, "I want to make the podium," or is she, "I want to win"?
No, she wants to win.
Yeah,
100%.
Good.
I mean, and that's one of the things you got to have that. And if you don't have that, I mean, you won't have a shot.
It's the shoot for the stars and land on the moon.
Sure. Or it's the shoot for the stars, land on the star,
Right. Right.
I mean, I think she can do
she's
it.
not very shy about it. There even have been some times recently where she said like very clearly, like, my goal is to win the CrossFit Games. That's what I'm going to do.
Absolutely.
How old has she been?
25, I believe.
Oh, okay, so she's young as
Just
shit
coming
too.
into the prime years for CrossFit.
Yeah, right.
And already has
right.
2 second place under her belt.
Ben, can you see the comments?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to see the comments?
No. It actually sucks.
So
it
distracting.
actually sucks. Sometimes I'm trying to think who I had on. Who did I have on?
Jason gets caught up in him. He
Jason
likes to
Klebe
read
gets
him.
caught on. But who did I have on like a couple weeks ago and they just fucking wouldn't look at me? They're just like,
No, you can't. I can't do it if I'm trying to have a conversation.
It's,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's tough because they could go in and there's all these side conversations in there too. It's nuts.
I just
People are
wait till
crazy.
from the corner of my eye I see something like that says cock and balls or something like that, and then I'm like, what?
He looks for he looks for one of the colored squares that says someone gave him money.
Yes,
Right.
Yeah,
yes.
That's right.
I don't think
Those
you can
get
say
put on the
that.
screen.
I don't think you can say colored squares on this show, but
What would you call orange and blue?
okay, right.
Oh my gosh.
I appreciate you coming on. I know it's late. A lot of great insights. Podcast is dope. That guy JB is cool as shit. It's taken us I was always scared to have you on the podcast because whenever I would interview at the CrossFit Games, you'd be so quiet. But fuck,
I
I
was
can interview
also like
Haley.
18 years old
Right.
and didn't know how to. I didn't even know what my own thoughts were. I was
Right.
competing at this CrossFit Games, and everybody around me was,
I was just
bunch of
accosting
Navy
you with the
SEAls.
camera. Yeah.
yeah. And then you were just asking me random questions. I'm like, who's this guy?
Yeah. Who's this old guy?
I'm just trying to compete.
But if I can interview Haley Adams, I can fucking interview anyone. So fucking confidence is sky high over here.
So, except for Laura. I don't think you
No, I can interview Laura too. I love her. She's got it. This is all part of the long 2-year courtship. I love her, and I love her brother. Christoph's been he's good practice. I'll keep practicing interviewing him until we get Laura back on.
Did you do a podcast with him?
He's fucking cool. You know what he'll do when I don't know if we did a podcast with him.
Yeah, not a full episode.
But he's been on here, I'd say at least a half dozen times. He will, during events, like I don't know which event, Wadapalooza or Dubai or whatever, or the games even last year, we'll just call because we have his phone number and a bunch of us know him. Brian knows him well. We'll just call him and say, hey, do you want to come on and just give us some insights on what you see?
Cool.
So he'll come on and just shoot the shit with us for 15 or 20 minutes, and he's cool as shit.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed talking to him whenever I can.
Yeah. He hates you because you make it to the games, he told me. All right. Thank you. And we shall talk soon. We'll be bugging you. Thanks for coming on last minute.
good.
I really appreciate it. All right. Until
No
JB, I
problem.
said what's up.
Yeah, good to talk to you guys.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Ciao.
See ya.
Appreciate it.
And then there were 3. So Brian, tell me, I was excited about the show for tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. It's that's 11 hours.
Yep.
The return of John Young.
Oh yeah, John Young.
And John Young has the reason why I'm doing this on the air is because I sent you a text and said, hey, can we talk a little bit after the show? And you said you didn't know. And so I'm like, fuck, I'm afraid if I let you go now, you won't talk to me. So I just need 5 more minutes of your time. Brief me on who are you looking at?
I'll talk to you on or off the air. I'm looking at the comments.
Oh,
looking at my boyfriend.
Who is he looking at? Tell me a little bit just about the show tomorrow. What John has
All these people. I have the 4 monitors here, and this is on one of them. So if I'm looking to the side, I'm usually just looking things up.
Wait, hold on. Sevan is a G. Thank you.
They didn't put an O in front of that.
So, that's okay. I like it.
Just gangsta.
Gangsta, yeah. Tell me, so he has pulled data.
I asked John to help me with some prep for the games last year, and he did a great job. And I asked him to help me again this year, and he's done a great job. And I think that we've collectively done a little bit more than we have in the past in terms of assessing the field against itself and the athletes' strengths and weaknesses specifically. And we're just going to come on and talk about kind of what we've found, not just, you can ask us whatever you want. You can ask about any specific athlete or the field as a whole, but we've mostly been assessing that to try to see, more really my objective here is to try to learn about the bottom half of the field. And there's a lot of rookies this year, and to see if there are some chances for those people to excel in certain events.
Where do you get your data on the rookies?
From competitions they've done in the past. So
okay,
but
like Wadapaloozas and Dubai's and
yeah, but some of them are more difficult than that. Like Artur Semenov, for example, is coming over from Russia and hasn't been to any of those competitions. So it's it's hard.
There's a dude in the game named Artur Semenov.
Yeah.
How the fuck do I not know that? One of the 40 individuals, there's a guy named Artur.
He got Nasser's backfill spot.
Oh, Masters.
No, Nasser. The guy
from
Kuwait, he got his backfill spot.
Wow.
You want to learn about him?
Yeah.
Ask me in the morning.
Okay. And so one more thing before you go here. So so you would take, so if we saw the kind of stuff we'll be looking at is if there was running in an event, this person usually finished top 5. If there were handstand push-ups in an event,
but there might be a category. Maybe you say it's handstand push-ups, and it's like there's actually 18 men in the field that excel at handstand push-ups. So it's a bad weakness to have this year, but it's a good, and even if it's a strength, you might not do as well as you would in a typical competition because there just happen to be a lot of specialists in that discipline. Now that's just, I just pulling a random movement and number out, but that's the type of thing I'm looking for, because there might be a guy who's in the bottom of the field that's really good at handstand push-ups. And by the bottom of my field, I mean, like by the end of the weekend, he'd finish in the bottom 10, but he might have the chance to excel on a handstand push-up workout. But how well is he really going to do if it just so happens that this year's games field is littered with guys that are great at handstand push-ups?
But that is the kind of data we'll be talking about tomorrow. How many moves has John looked at?
It wasn't, I guess you could ask him that, but it was that wasn't necessarily the directive I gave him. Like, I didn't say, go find me athletes that are good at this, this, and this. I said, I wanted him to find out what were the 1 or 2 strengths or the 1 or 2 weaknesses for each athlete. And the better that the athletes do historically, I was more interested in their weaknesses, and the worse or less that they do historically at the games, if they have games experience or if they're coming in fresh to the games. I'm more interested in what are they the best at, because what I want to know is if the race is close between 3 or 4 guys at the top of the men's field and there comes up an event that's a weakness for one of those guys relative to the other 3, are there athletes still remaining in the field that can middle them and take the points necessary to tighten the gap or whatever?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, this is good. Which one of you had that plane fly by just now?
I don't know.
Not me.
I hear a TV set coming from one of yours, and then I heard an airplane fly by on another one of yours.
Should we do the mute test?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go first.
What are we doing?
Okay, I can't tell. Kind of like, I think it's Ryan's.
No, my air conditioner's on. You'll probably hear it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely was Brian. Brian, you don't have a window open?
No.
It's just weird that I heard an airplane fly by and I've never
heard a train. I don't know, but I didn't hear it.
That's probably what it was.
I can't believe I never. Okay. MLK 5240. You should have been having John Young on sooner.
Okay.
Says who?
John's coming on 3 times this week. MLK, book it on your schedule.
Who has the massive vein that runs from the penis to the forehead?
Oh gosh.
They found all of those and kicked them out. They found all those guys. Danielle Brandon is in Brian's living room watching TV. That's what I was thinking that too. I wasn't thinking it was Danielle Brandon, but I feel like someone's in. All right, homies, got to train at 7 a.m. Good night. It was a pleasure as always. We will see you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Fucking incredible show. In 10 hours and 53 minutes, we will be sitting here with the great